Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are taking on the Intensifying Fights Stage 1. And then this is once again Dragon Ball Saga, jumping in to dominate and beat every hard fight in the game. So I did put out my Stage 2 fight first, but something that I did notice about these fights that's pretty cool is one is it does seem like the beginning is a bit easier that you can build up. But this is also, I think these stages can be really good, like showcase or like testing ground stages, because you notice they're really briefly on the map. They give you 3 targets to hit on the map, and you're guaranteed to be able to get them to like lower your health. So this is great if you have a character that like gets a condition where under their certain health and they could like do an active skill like turn 1. Like you could go in here and do that, right? So like what you could do, for example, is if you like AGL Gohan, you can pop in with the team where you have an Android 16 on the team, for example. So if you just want to squeeze an Android 16 on there somehow, then you can go ahead and just transform right away turn 1. So like you just get your health low, you have the Android 16 on the team or whatever. You can just transform turn 1 with AGL Gohan if you want to, right? So that's kind of cool. The other thing, actually, I should probably check. Does the Android exchange unit count as a 16? Like, is it a unit? So here's the thing. I'm talking over a pre-recording, so we're just going to let that go. I actually have my Dokkan on right now. I'm going to check AGL LR Gohan. Not that he has anything to do with this video. But I want to check if the LR physical trio actually works with him. Let me just check his active skill really quick. All right, so no, it's, yeah, it specifically has to be Android 16. It can't be a unit whose name includes 16. So yeah, you would actually have to just take a flat out Android 16 and put on the team. But you could do that if you wanted to play around with transformed AGL LR Gohan. Why not, right? All right, so here we're going against Android 13. So we win against his minions in Phase 1. Now, Phase 2 on both of these fights, what it does is, based on what you do in this phase, will actually change and affect what happens on the last phase, right? So on this phase, it tracks the number of int orbs you grab. And I don't know what the exact number is. Maybe some data miner or somebody knows. But when you read the description, it doesn't tell you an exact number. It just says based on the number of int orbs you grab. So in this run, I do not grab enough int orbs. So what we do is we get, I guess I would consider the easier phase of the last phase, where it's, I think it's just normal Android 13, like with a minion or two. But if you get the harder version by getting a lot of int orbs, you actually get Super Android 13, which there is a mission for defeating him. So you want to make sure you get that. So I do have a separate run that I did. I don't know that I recorded it. I don't think I did. But I literally just ran a team that was full of int orb changers. That's all I did. And I didn't find the fight too hard. Like I was able to kind of do that. Yeah, so here's the alternate one. This is like the easier version. So you just have Android 13, 14, and 15 together. You know, they're still like a little tanky, and I'm sure there's some difficulty to it. So like this is like a super bad Aider turn. To the point where like Aider's got like no damage reduction here, like none. So Aider actually could eat a lot of damage here, and I put him against tech enemies, which probably wasn't a good idea. But we did throw Int Bulma in slot 1 to like dodge out, and she's doing her thing. Very, very good. Once again, the reason why this Dragon Ball Saga team is doing so well and aging so well is because they're very defensive. Huge damage reduction on Aider, huge dodge on these units. So like, yeah, Aider took like damage from normals there, and then took the super. Luckily, like that first normal rose his defense, so that super didn't sting nearly as bad, and the super didn't come from the type disadvantage. But that could have gotten really scary with Aider there, because Aider, and then see, she's got 77% damage reduction. But Aider, you know, he's not like the perfect unit. Like once he's prepared, he's like invincible. But there are times when Aider is vulnerable, right? Pretty much any Aider rotation before turn 5 without a Kid Goku, he's actually like a liability. Like he can take a ton of damage. But that usually doesn't happen. And when it does, it's early enough in a fight where you can usually sneak by anyways. But once you get deeper into the harder parts of the fight, you have your rotation set. Aider on turn 5 is going to have 80% damage reduction, so you are like good to go with that guy. And then if Kid Goku gets lucky with his orbs, Aider can actually have 88% damage reduction, which is super cool. And I think it's kind of fun how they worked in like all of the 8s there, right? So like they just said he gets 80% on his own with the Kid Goku, but they were very specific to make the Kid Goku give 8% damage reduction to the rotation to then give 8 or 88%. So that's pretty cool. I do like how they do that. I mean, sometimes Dokkan gets a little too carried away with the number stuff and like it makes units wonky. An example of that is the banner units 16 and 18, where they just like were too crazy about doing like 16s and 18s and numbers that combine them together, and you just got like these really wonky support stats in different situations, and they're not like particularly impressive. So I think they kind of fumbled them a bit for sure by getting a little too carried away with the numbers, but that's okay. Not every unit can be great, but there you go. Took it down fairly easy with Dragon Ball Saga. So if I did record it, I will put up that video where I got Super Android 13. I don't remember if I did or not. So let me know what you guys think of this fight in this new event. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all on the next one.